Welcome to the Pencil Bob channel. I hope you enjoy my stories.
Some backstory. Me and a few neighbors took over our HOA a little over a year ago from a board that was incredibly incompetent and running the community into the ground. The previous president was in charge for something like 20 years and before that on the board. So she's a lifer. Very rude. Giant PETA to deal with and constant complaints that people don't like her. Received this email out of the blue 2 days ago. The second person, Jeannie, is her daughter and has basically been an unofficial board member for years as well. Jeannie has received many payments to complete tasks around the property from her own mom. We didn't know this, but she was using HOA storage facilities as her own personal storage, so when we changed the locks they got locked out. She apparently thought we targeted her. I understand that the board has changed the lock on the storage room located at the pool. It would not matter to me, but I have things in there that belong to me, some which I have loaned to the association. And now I do not have access to the room, or the pool pump room, any longer in order to remove what belongs to me. The very least the board could have done was to notify me that they were going to do so, as I know that we were the only ones that had keys to that room that Jeannie would access for the purpose of storing the pool furniture during the off-season and retrieving it come time for the pool to open. Although she's been the only one who made any effort to maintain the pool area daily for more than a decade, she did provide you with a key to the padlock along with other relevant keys. The master lock that was on the storage room was provided by Jeannie and is one of a set of key-to-like locks which you're welcome to return, along with the key, given that it is no longer in use. I assume that the key to the new lock is in the lockbox attached to the fence for others to access and would appreciate the code to the lockbox so that Jeannie can retrieve our property before someone else does, as was the case with the large framed picture in the bathroom. Once you provide the code to the lockbox, or access to the storage room, we will retrieve the items without delay. This was the response myself and the board put together. It's great to hear from you. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We were unaware that you had personal belongings mixed with the association's dedicated storage facilities. This is not something we would have anticipated, but it does explain the trash pile we discovered in the storage area that was left exposed to the rain. This created a large, soggy mess, requiring us to stand outside in the rain to remove it. Below is a picture of one item from that pile. The decision to change the locks was part of a broader effort to update our security protocols and ensure that all common area keys are accounted for under the current board. Protecting the association's assets and minimizing liability are top priorities. This decision followed multiple concerns, including Walter's complaints about unauthorized access to the pump room, member complaints about unknown individuals using the pool, Jeannie's report of the missing bathroom painting. We also consulted the association's legal counsel to confirm the best course of action regarding liability and security. Typically, internal rekeying efforts do not require disclosure to members, as these changes are operational and should not impact those without explicit authorization to access association storage or equipment rooms. If these facilities were being used for personal reasons, this should have been disclosed. Regarding the padlock Jeannie provided, could you confirm why reimbursement was not previously requested? While I do not doubt the padlock was purchased by her, it is unusual to supply an item intended for communal use, then request its return after several years without any prior agreement or documentation. That said, this is not a significant matter. If Jeannie can provide a receipt, she may submit it for reimbursement. If the receipt cannot be found, I can have our legal counsel prepare a receipt affidavit for her to sign. We appreciate Jeannie's long-standing involvement and efforts in her community. To move forward, could you provide an inventory list of the personal items you're seeking to retrieve? Ideally, these items will be distinctly personal, as any ambiguity might require us to conduct a full inventory of the storage areas to differentiate association assets from personal property. I do not believe the shed is currently locked, but we can arrange to unlock the storage closet door. I am available to do so this Sunday. Please confirm if that works for you. It was only a matter of time before this Band-Aid was going to be ripped off, so might as well have some fun. Stay tuned. There will definitely be more. She went a little off the deep end on this one. First of all, I resent your condescending cordiality while you are again accusing me of dumping a pile of trash. The first time it was in front of my garage. You supposedly discovered in some storage area somewhere on the property. And to have gone to the trouble of actually taking a picture, while out in the rain, no less, of an old mailing envelope with my name on it that you supposedly also found there, is astonishing. Now, because I told you that I had a few personal things in the pool storage room, you implied, explained the soggy mess of trash you supposedly came upon in the pouring rain. And why is that? Why does that make me guilty? And what did you plan on doing with the picture? You never confronted me about it, especially since you apparently found it to be of such an urgency that you had to remove it even in the inclement weather. So let me set you straight. I did not, nor did Jeannie, ever dump anything, let alone trash anywhere on this property. As a matter of fact, Jeannie and I have spent years picking up everyone else's trash, so I find your petty accusations inexcusably insulting. We have no idea of where your pile of trash came from or who put it there, nor do I know where that envelope came from. And, by the way, exactly when did all of this happen? You didn't bother to include a date with your gotcha picture. In my email, I made a simple request to get access to the storage room in order to get my fence boards, and you have blown it into a major event requiring possible legal counseling. Just exactly what do you think I'm going to do in there? Steal all of the association's assets? The only reason that we questioned the lock change, without a simple courtesy notice, is that for years, Jeannie has always been the sole person here that maintained the pool furniture, put it out, then cleaned it, and put it away for the winter, utilizing that room partially for that purpose, so I don't know why this is such an issue for you. And oh boy, the association's big lock change decision was such a security priority that you had to consult with a lawyer to make this decision. I can't believe the board couldn't do that without having to waste money on a lawyer. And may I ask, other than the pool equipment, what are the other assets in the storage room that are so valuable that Jeannie and I had to be locked out for the association's protection? Also, regarding the padlock that you removed, what the hell is the big deal of giving it back to her? She didn't ask for reimbursement, only to return a padlock that you're apparently not going to use anymore and originally provided by her because she happened to have one she wasn't using at the time. Good Lord, this decision really doesn't require another trip to the lawyer. If you consider it that valuable, then keep the damn thing. I'm sorry to say, but I don't believe that you or the other board members do or ever did, since you became a board member, appreciate Jeannie's unselfish contributions to this association throughout the years, including long before you moved here. If you did, all of you would have treated her with more respect when she offered to continue to help with the pool maintenance. Instead, you have displayed nothing but an obvious disregard for her suggestions and, for whatever reason, a distasteful attitude of mistrust. Don't get me wrong, she certainly is not losing any sleep over any of your decisions. Getting back to the storage room, no, I'm not going to give you an inventory list. That is ridiculous. The file cabinet and the storage rack belongs to Jeannie, but she has given it to the association for their use. Because she was locked out, she couldn't put the folding tables back into the room, so that is yet to be done. As I told you, I did put my fence boards in there and want to get them out before they are claimed by someone for the association. I have volunteered my time to this association for over 40 years, and now to be treated with such disrespect by you with your stuffy protocol concerns makes me sick to my stomach. So tell me, the decorative lights that you put around the pool not too long ago, and did the association pay for those or did you personally? So who do they belong to? And where are they stored? And by the way, the shed behind the pool house belongs to me, Alex, who used to live at 7410. And I personally purchased it many years ago to store his lawn mowers and other tools that he used for association maintenance. The association paid him for his service. Anyway, he moved and gave me his equity in the shed, and it has not been used for any association purposes since. No one has ever complained about my having the shed there, as I have paid for that space through my years of service to this association, and I do not deposit any garbage around it. The boxes that are left there are the actions of someone else. As far as Sunday is concerned, we have plans for that day, and I do not know my time schedule. I actually think another day would be better, possibly not on a Sunday. Let me know. I wonder why she's so against me going to a lawyer. Thank you for your email. I understand that this situation has caused frustration, and I appreciate the time you took to share your concerns. To clarify regarding the trash pile, it was located behind the pump room, next to the shed. As you've noted, up until the new board took over, only you and Jeannie had access to this area. I'm certain there was no malicious intent, but as I'm sure you can imagine, it was frustrating to clean up. If the roles were reversed, I have no doubt you might have felt similarly and addressed the situation in your own way. As for the lock, it was destroyed because the key was lost. As mentioned earlier, Jeannie is welcome to submit a receipt for reimbursement. If a receipt is unavailable, she can sign a receipt affidavit. This is a standard process and intended to ensure accountability. Regarding legal counsel, HOAs are governed by a wide range of laws and regulations. Consulting with an attorney helps ensure compliance, particularly with issues that may have tax or liability implications. It's quite normal to seek counsel for clarity on such matters. I was surprised to find that the association didn't already have an established relationship with a local attorney, especially considering the previous lawsuit before we took over. I understand you may not agree with how the board is currently managing the community, but we have a fiduciary duty to act in the best interests of the association and its members. This includes accurately tracking and monitoring financials, maintaining assets, and planning for the future. Our ultimate goal is to leave the association in a stronger position than when we began, ensuring it's well managed for years to come. Since VP, Treasury, and I have taken over, we've invested significant time addressing deferred maintenance, implementing upgrades, and making improvements, such as the new sign. Events like National Night Out had record turnouts, board meeting attendance has increased, and we've received positive feedback from many members. While we understand that we can't please everyone, we're always open to constructive feedback and suggestions. Once I'm feeling better, I'll visit the storage closet to take a closer look. In the meantime, if you can provide a general idea of what you've stored there, it would be helpful. We will also arrange for access so you and Jeannie can retrieve your items. I let off a little steam with the lawsuit comment. Back when she was still on the board, she got the association sued by withholding payment from a vendor she didn't like, and they sued us and won. She never disclosed it to the community, and they did all of their discussion in executive sessions so members couldn't find out. It was only after I took over and went through all of the minutes I discovered it. As of now, she has not responded. Definitely have her move it. But then again, can property be treated like prescriptive easement but with stuff? And private property becoming public use after a period of time? Keep it for HOA use just to grind her? But that's just me being petty. But seriously, without clearly defined ownership, what would happen if someone is injured inside the space or from using it? Who's responsible? I dunno. Just sounds like a liability nightmare waiting to happen. I am so lucky. Just got my first home, a condo, after reading these horror stories for years, and wasn't allowed to contact anyone prior to purchase. Small board, only 2 members live on the property. So we're a pretty self-sufficient ecosystem here. Everyone's pretty easygoing. I feel horrible for owners suffering from narcissists on power trips. Okay, so on reading the last part where the HOA account has gone from constant state of overdrawn to net positive cash flow reeks of embezzlement. If you want to really get bitter old lady out, have a forensic audit done. Some states have fiduciary responsibilities laws for HOAs.
I would like to thank you for watching the video to the end. To encourage us to make more videos, please like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Check out this other video if you haven't already.